This episode of the GR Rideshare Adventure Podcast is sponsored by CarStar Impact of Cascade. They are located at 5566 36th Street in Grand Rapids on the corner of Craft and 36th Street, right near the airport. Their telephone number is 616-954-9200. Steve is the manager there. They do a great job. They've worked on Ben's car. If you've heard Gabe on the podcast, they've done work for him. What CarStar Impact of Cascade does is they have an open bay for rideshare drivers. If you have work that needs to get done, call them. They can get you in that day or the next day and get you back on the road to make money. Relax. We'll take it from here.
Welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventures Podcast. Rideshare infotainment for the new driver, old driver, and everyone in between.
Hi guys, welcome to the GR Rideshare Adventure Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. This podcast is sponsored by CarStar Impact of Cascade, located at 5566 36th Street in Grand Rapids. Telephone number 616-954-9200. Ask for Steve, and he'll hook you up. We'll talk about them a little bit more later on in the podcast. So,
giveaway.
That's right. Oh, yeah. I can't believe we don't have anything in the rundown about the giveaway. Oh, yeah, guys, there's another giveaway tonight. We're giving away a car wash bucket, and if you're local...
A car wash bucket?
I mean...
It's the whole kit, man.
It's a kit.
Come
Sorry.
on.
You threw me off by when you said that.
Car wash bucket. Yeah, you just
It's just
get
a
the
bucket. That's it. You have to supply the water and everything else. So, and that's if you're local. And for the people that are not local, we are giving a gift card away to...
It's a Napa gift card.
Napa gift card.
Napa Auto Parts, yep. The idea is you can go to your own market and purchase the things for the car kit.
Yeah, and that was awesome that Steve was able to do that for the people that aren't local.
Yep. So again, the kit it has the bucket, has soap, it has all kinds of accessories to kind of make your car really cool. And if you don't want to do it yourself, they will do it for you.
I want my car really cool. Anyways, introductions.
You have to pay them for it.
We got Jason, Jesper, Gabe's on tonight. You remember Gabe from 2 weeks ago? Yeah.
Yeah, that empty chair.
Yeah.
He made it tonight. So we're glad he's here and safe and not sleeping. And he was drinking about burgers earlier. And
drinking about burgers?
Or dreaming. That's what I meant. So, all right, let's jump into 2 weeks.
Do I not get an introduction?
I said Ben.
Oh, you did?
Didn't
I? I don't
No.
think so.
Fine. Do you want
I want my 5 minutes of fame.
you want your millennial moment? Go ahead.
Well, of course. I'm Ben. You can't see me right now, but I'm the guy that works on the things.
Why didn't you
behind
switch?
the
You have a
scenes.
camera. Why didn't you switch it over?
Well, I don't know. It's more fun to just have this mysterious voice in the background, isn't it?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm done interrupting the show for now.
So I have not driven. Memorial Day weekend, I was off, and then I don't know if I drove the week before. I don't think I did, but I know.
Yeah.
Ben and I are depending on Gabe and Jesper to pick up the slack of any interesting things. So let's let Gabe go first.
I'm trying to think what has happened in the last 2 weeks.
I don't know.
Well, in the last month, let's see. I had the lady that I took down to the pot farm.
Oh yeah,
That was an interesting ride. And it was really weird because when I got the request, I had a...
keep going.
I was talking to you about the parentheses. It said like 67.
Oh yeah, we actually did talk about that a little bit.
So I kind of knew how long the ride was going to be. And we got down to Plainwell. We were going to Bangor. And all of a sudden she goes, "You ever been to a pot farm?" Out of nowhere. Like, it's been quiet the entire car ride.
Right.
And I'm just like,
no.
She's like, "Oh." And I go, "Is that where I'm taking you?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Is that your family's, or do you work there?" She's like, "I help some friends out." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." We got in a big old conversation about the one bar in Bangor, and then it's more lively at the pot farm, and they eat like kings. And I was sitting there like, man, you got chronic, you got good food, you get paid. Like, why would you go out in the town of Bangor? Obviously, there's no reason
So how
to.
big of a farm was it, did she say?
They have two areas. The one that I drove by was huge. I couldn't believe it. You just see a bunch of green mesh covering the farm.
Yeah, because there's some rule about that, right? That
Yeah.
they have to
cover it. It can't be viewed from public eye. But we went around. So we went past the street, and she said, keep going. It's not this street. Well, apparently she was in the back checking with the guy who ordered the ride for her to see if it was okay to bring me there.
Right.
So they went around. We drove probably an additional 7 miles out of the way to come back around to drop her off.
Wow.
Other than that, everyone's been pretty cool. A lot of people were happy this weekend.
Right, it was a good weekend.
They were drinking. Super nice. I did good on tips. It was a good weekend for tips. I noticed that.
Crazy.
Because I know
good
you
weekend.
mentioned it, and I went back and looked.
Well, I wonder why that is. 'Cause that was a significant amount of tips.
Yeah, I made this weekend. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, this weekend was just crazy. I made $130 worth of tips, which was about a third of my total income for the weekend, which for a weekend is ridiculous.
Yeah,
I mean, you just don't.
I don't remember the last time. I think I've gotten like a $3 cash tip. They've all been on the app if they're going to be anything. So
I made $420 roughly, which
was it like 15
drive
hours?
Friday night and Saturday. Yeah, I think 18 hours because I drove a little bit early Friday. Friday was pretty slow.
Yeah, when you showed that picture, it looked
Yeah.
Friday was a little light.
Yeah, it was a little light, but it picked up in the evening, and then Saturday was just back to back all night long. I mean, it was crazy. I started at 7:30, and I drove pretty much back to back till 2 a.m.
I feel like he had 47 trips for Friday and Saturday. I just feel like that's a ton of trips.
It was a lot of trips.
It must have been all little ones.
There was a lot of little ones, but then there was a couple of big ones. Like, the one guy took him down to Holiday Bar down to Wyoming, and the trip itself was like $16. He ordered an XL, so that was nice. Just him and his wife, but he just wanted space.
Yeah.
And then he tipped me $20 in cash to stop, so you can stop and get beer. They were going to go home early enough so they could have a bonfire. And then he tipped me an extra $20 in the app too.
That's crazy.
So that was just pretty good. I didn't have any bad. Yesterday, we went to the movies yesterday actually, and I happened to see at the side of my van was missing one of the panels next to the window. So, and I hadn't even noticed it at all. But that is like,
is it just a trim panel?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's my car looks like a trash car now, right? So
Well, it kind of goes with your bumper.
yeah, thank you so much. For those who don't know, haven't seen me, my front bumper is peeling the paint.
Yeah, and you couldn't tell that's a 4-year-old car.
No, it's not. I'm assuming it's the second bumper, and whoever repainted it didn't treat it correctly first. So.
Right.
But it's Steve is actually going to fix that for me this year. So that's that. And I ordered a new trim piece. But it's one of those things I don't recognize it when you're out driving back to back, and it's just all of a sudden that yesterday it's like what the.
Didn't you lose a magnet that way too? One of our.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it just fell off.
Or someone stole it.
Oh, someone stole it, but that's okay.
So, I want to introduce somebody, and Ben will work on getting it over. We have a friend, and you all know in the live stream, Larry, our super fan Larry, and we're going to bring him on via Skype, and hopefully it works. But we've tested it, so hopefully it'll work. Larry is starting has started a podcast called Lifting with Larry. How are we doing, Ben? Just letting him deliver. Oh, okay. And so it's basically it's kind of like a Rideshare podcast, but what he's going to do is going to tell us as soon as he gets on. There he is. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Hey, Larry.
Hey, how's everybody?
So, Larry, we're great. Larry's from Bowling Green, Kentucky, and his podcast is, again, Lifting with Larry. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what it's about? It's kind of Rideshare-esque,
It is, yeah. It's rideshare related, definitely. My podcast like Jason said, it's called Lifting with Larry. What's your story? And kind of what led me to start my podcast is I live and drive in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and we're a town of about 65,000 people or so, and so it's not a huge city at all, and a lot of our rides are pretty short. So I get to meet all these really interesting people while I'm doing rideshare, and a lot of times we'll get to talking, and I get to hear a little bit of their story, but I don't get to hear all their story. So it kind of gave me the idea to maybe start a podcast, and when I have interesting riders, I'll just invite them to be on the podcast, and I'll sit down with them and just let them tell their story, whatever that may be, whether it's the story of their life or just the story of what's going on in their life right now, or maybe they have a really interesting job or something like that. Just whatever they really want to talk about. So that's kind of the main aim of my podcast.
Sorry about that, Larry. Yeah, I listened to the trailer and then the first episode, and it's good. And you got another one already recorded, right?
It is. It will be coming out Tuesday.
Okay. So all those links, again, I forgot to talk about the beginning of the podcast. All the links are in the description. It doesn't look like there's a lot there, but when you click more, there's probably 3 pages of links in there. So Larry's links are all in there. You can get it on Apple, on Spotify, and then his website, liftingwithlarry.com. Hey, Larry, why don't you, we did our intro segment about stories. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the story that you had over the weekend?
Okay. This happened, and this will be on my next podcast. The other segment that I do on my podcast, after I interview whoever that I'm talking with, I do an interesting story of the week. And this will be this is going to be on my next podcast for sure. This just happened last Thursday, actually. And Thursday is usually a good night around here, especially when school's in session. That's party night for the college kids. So I've kind of gotten in the habit of going out driving Thursday nights, and I'll usually stay out till maybe 2 or 3. But that's the only night I stay out late because I have to get up and go to work at about 6:30 the next morning.
Lame.
But last Thursday, I got a call to go pick up a lady at one of the bars here in town called Tidballs. And when I pull up, the lady's there, and this guy is there, and then 3 other people are kind of hanging real close to him and talking with him. So I assume they're friends and know each other. So the guy jumps in the back seat of the car pretty quickly, and then the girl's kind of talking to him through the window, and I can tell they're debating on what they're going to do. He really wants to just go home, and he's tired. He says there's nothing going on. He wants to go home, and she wants him to go out to another friend's house with her and the 3 people that are standing to the side over there. Well, so the guy gets in. He's like, no, it's 2:00. Nothing's going on. I'm going home. And so by this time, the lady's sitting in my front passenger seat, and the guy's sitting directly behind me in the car. And he's back there, and he apparently had flip-flops on and has decided to kick those off, which will become relevant in just a minute. And so the girls, she's like, okay, well, the destination I had was my friend's house, but we need to change it to his house so you can take him home. So I changed the destination in the app. And then the guy in the back wants to look at the phone, I guess, double check, make sure I put in the right address. So I hand him the phone. And meanwhile, the girl that's in the front passenger seat is kind of leaning through the space there that's between my seat and her seat. And she's leaning back, talking to the guy in the back. And then just really out of the blue, this lady just kind of lunges through the opening in my seat toward the back seat to try to get back there with him. And it's very awkward because she's halfway through there, her head down in the back seat, her butt sticking up in the air. She had a really short dress on, and it's flying up, this just completely up. And I'm sitting in the front just trying not to crack up. And the guy starts telling, what are you doing? He's like, what are you doing? You need to get down. He's like, you are showing everybody your cooter. and so she goes, no, I'm not showing anybody my cooter. I've got underwear on tonight. and so I'm just cracking up by this time. So she finally manages to get in the back seat. And if this wouldn't have been my last ride of the night, I would have kicked them out probably. But it was my last ride of the night. I knew I was going home because they were heading out toward my house. So I'm just going to stay, sit here and watch and be entertained for a little bit. So anyway, her friends are telling her, "Come on, you need to get out of the car so he can go home and we can go to your friend's house." And so they finally get her to kind of back out of the car. She starts crawling out, but as she crawls out, she reaches down and grabs this guy's foot and lifts it up and puts his toe in her mouth and bites it like hard, really hard. And I didn't see it, but I was facing, just facing the front. And all of a sudden I hear this guy scream out in pain. And I don't know if she stabbed him or what's going on. So I turn around and she's got his foot in her hand and she's just laughing really hard. And he's writhing around in pain. And he's like, "Did you see what happened?" She bit my foot. And I was like, "No, I didn't see that." And so finally she backs away and we get the door shut. And then I'm getting ready to drive off. And he's like, "Would you look at that crazy woman?" And so I look back and she has her face like pressed up against my window, like a little kid would do, when they press their face up against a glass and smush their nose and make funny faces. But she's got her face pressed up against the window and she just starts licking my window, licks like the entire window and making like kissy noises at him. And I've never seen that before. And so I'm afraid to take off because I'm afraid I'm going to run over her foot. So I reach over and to the window control and I roll the window down real quick. And so she backs up and at that point I just take off.
So was
go ahead.
The guy's foot, was he wearing the flip-flops?
Yes.
Oh,
he
then
had flip-flops on. I guess he had kicked him off. So that's how she was able to take his foot and bite his toe. And these are not college kids. These were like 45, 50-year-old people. Which is, I'm used to the college kids being kind of crazy.
Right.
And so I as we're driving off, I turn around and was like, "Who in the world is that girl?" And he's like, "I don't know. I just met her tonight. I don't know who she is." So I was like, oh, okay. Then that is new. And the whole way home, he's complaining about how he's not going to be able to go to work the next day because of his injured toe and how he was going to sue
I
the
don't
bar.
think that's the reason. I think it's his overindulgence of alcohol.
I think that probably had a lot to do with it. But that was definitely one of the more eye-opening experiences I've had lately.
All right. Well, again, check out Larry's podcast, liftingwithlarry.com, or you can, find it on Spotify, Podbean, everywhere. And then the links are in the show description too. So, well, thank you, Larry. Larry's coming up for our picnic. We'll talk about that coming up soon. And yeah. All right, Larry, have a good night.
Hey, thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks, Larry. See ya.
Thanks,
Bye.
Larry.
See ya.
So, yeah, that was an interesting story. I know Ben had a Charlie bit my finger incident. I think it was like
son and dad.
father and son.
Yeah, that was something weird.
Yeah, so it's like two people in our circle have had people biting fingers and toes. That's disgusting.
Especially a dad nibbling on his kid's fingers.
Yeah, that's weird. That's just weird.
All right, yeah, you guys probably saw us. For some reason, I keep hearing a sound out. Gabe heard it too outside our headphones, and I don't know. And we're always tracking down stuff. So,
if you guys can hear weird sounds, let us know. We'll see
if you hear a weird sound, please let us know. So we're just going to talk about the event. The event is, I believe it's in the show notes. Why don't you take that, Jesper?
The event, as in the Rideshare picnic.
Yeah.
So June 29th. And I, of course, forgot where it's at.
It's Maplewood Park in Jenison. And there is a pavilion. We have rented the pavilion. And there is a splash pad. So, guys, bring your kids, bring your families. Question.
Yes.
I am an adult. May I use the splash pad?
Sure.
Okay.
As long as you let the kids go first.
Lame.
Don't show up in your Speedo.
You weren't supposed to talk about that on the podcast.
A lot of people want to see him in the Speedos. Not me, right?
Whoa!
See, we knew there was this love affair between
He wants
the
to
two.
see the green monster.
No.
I was making Gabe spit.
Anyway, so June 26th, we're going to be providing burgers and hot dogs and all the fixings. And there'll be water and there'll be lemonade. And we just ask you guys bring, whatever. There'll be drinks, some kind of drinks.
Tang.
We'll just...
He gave you the dad look.
He will be bringing Tang.
We got to get through this, man. I tell you, we're like 28 minutes in, and we haven't even got through our stuff.
Right. So,
Thanks, Larry, for your 20-minute story.
anyways, we just ask you guys bring a dish to pass, and if you don't, that's fine too. There'll be lots and lots of food,
Yeah.
I'm sure. But the idea is it's a community building event, so come, hang out, have fun, and just kind of, see what the day brings.
Yeah, and we talk to you guys all the time on Facebook, on here, on Telegram. Like, I've met very few of the people I talk to, so it would be kind of cool to hang out and shoot the shit.
Larry's coming up, so that's going to be pretty cool. He'll be there. So you get some opportunity to meet him, of course, and we just want to put some faces to the names of people we talk to all the time. So that's kind of what that's all about.
Yeah. So I'm going to run through these really quick. So that's the Facebook event. The link is in the description. Also, we have a Telegram group. It's a messaging app. It's a group that we kind of started. There's about 25 people in it. The link's in there. You can join it. If you do want to join it, you need to download the app, then click the link, and then you'll be able to join. And we just kind of, sometimes it's great to have community to talk to. There's usually somebody on there 24 hours a day. I mean, maybe a little sketch, between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m., but I would bet there's somebody on there.
Oh, yeah.
I think it depends on the night, because there's one night, there was 5 of us on from 3 to 6.
Yeah. So it's good just to have somebody, sometimes it just gets lonely out there driving. So
yeah.
Next up, our newsletter. The link's in there too. It's just a sign up. We don't have the new one out yet, so you can just click on that. We just send just once a month, just kind of highlight a driver. And it was Gabe last month, but he wasn't here to accept his award, his T-shirt award.
You know
It was
what?
an empty chair.
I live a very crazy life right now.
You
so
do.
my schedule is a little messed up. I tried that new venture and it didn't work out so well.
I re-listened to the podcast on Tuesday, and man, did we shit on you.
I know, but
towards the end, I was like, Ben, you're being really rough on Gabe. Like, in my head, I was saying that. Like, all right.
But the agreement was, as long as I showed up today, then it was...
That's true.
Oh, yeah, no.
So...
That's
The
true.
slate has been cleaned. Is that what?
Whatever. You got the producer to convince still.
Ben, you haven't drove in a while. I don't care.
Yeah. Do you even Rideshare, bro?
Yeah, do you even Rideshare?
Okay, so the link for the newsletter's in there. The voice guy you heard at the beginning is adamgrantvoice.com if you're into podcast. I know Larry used Adam, so Adam's a great guy. So if you have a need for a voice guy, he does a good job. And we have our Zazzle store where you can buy our merch.
Seriously, have to upgrade our merch.
Yep, it's terrible. No, it's not terrible. It is sad, though, that the merch that we're wearing was not bought at the Zazzle store.
No, it's not. Well, but the story behind that is we can't inventory this merch.
Right.
It's just...
If we could buy our own stuff, we could get it dirt cheap, but, I don't have storage for that. Then we have our Patreon account. No one got back to me, so screw you guys. And then Octopus. I'm pushing this Octopus. I want to get it to Grand Rapids. It's a great tablet entertainment center, kind of what Jesper does with the Pandora Premium. Only kind of you play trivia, and you can actually win cash prizes. I mean, you're competing with everyone in the United States.
I got
but
just real quick. I got to take over. What people are really doing now, when on my because I'm still doing the Pandora and it's awesome. What people are doing more and more, they're looking down the list of what other people are choosing, and they're having fun with that.
Oh, interesting.
So, somebody listened to that, and they're having a lot of fun doing that. So that's good. Keep going.
Oh, sorry. I was reading a comment. Yeah, it is. Didn't you say people were going to YouTube as well?
Yep.
Well, it's the number 2 search engine
That's
in the
what
world.
I use. I got rid of Pandora.
Did you really?
I got rid of Spotify, and I primarily use YouTube.
Well,
Because I have my tablet, this sits up there. Everyone says it's like a Tesla.
That's about how big the screen is in a Tesla.
I give it to them, because I'm pretty familiar with where I'm going in Grand Rapids. And Grand Valley girls, I go back the next day and I look at what they've chose, and I'm just like, or people will say, somebody listened to that. I'm like, yeah, you'd be amazed.
there's a lot of that like just gangster rap going on in my car right now lately. It's like, oh,
Gangster rap.
Why it's just
Oh, dang it! I forgot again. I
yeah,
was gonna look
they
up.
do this with their hands. I think.
I was gonna.
Because it's for emphasis.
I was gonna look up what the bounce rap from like 3 podcasts ago. I wanted to play a sample of bounce rap. Do you know what bounce rap is?
No.
Yeah. See, look at
It reminds me of the ride I had like 2 years ago. The girl was like, house, dance, Chicago style, something, something, trance music. And I was like, what? And she put on a beat and she started rapping about her chicken in her bag. Yeah, with her Liz Claiborne perfume. She
like freestyled?
Yeah, she freestyled, and I'm like, why is she rapping about chicken? She literally had fried chicken in a plastic
I thought you were
baggie
going to say live
in
chicken.
her purse, and she's pulling stuff out of her purse. She had a bottle of Liz Claiborne.
So she was just rapping with what she had in her purse.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
She was wasted still. It was like 2 in the afternoon when
Well,
I
of
picked her up,
course.
and I thought she was still rapping at one point because she was talking about liquid, but she wanted me to stop at like is it
Mother Hubbard.
Mother Hubbard,
Yeah.
and to get more liquid, and I thought she was rapping, and she goes, "Hey, do you mind if we stop?" And I'm like, "Oh, I thought you were still rapping," you know.
But anyways, yeah, the bounce rap was from like that Lyft, that child that got left in the car, and they brought him to the police station. That driver, the woman was a bounce rapper. Like that's what she was, and that's when Peter was on. I'm like, "Do you know what bounce rap is?" I'm like, "I don't know what bounce rap is. I never heard of it. I know what mumble rap is."
Peter says bounce rap is terrible.
Well, that's so maybe he looked it up. So check out Octopus. The link's in there too. So one thing before we go into this is kind of a weird transition, but so we were approached as for a sponsorship for our podcast. So we're like super stoked and excited. And I think he was on YouTube. I can't remember. I don't see him on YouTube is like dead. Although there's 6 watching. So where's our peeps from YouTube, man? Like, what was it? Foxy? That was from Nova Scotia. But anyways, this guy sent us, asked about our costs and everything. And I was like, oh, what do you want to, sponsor? And he goes, well, I'm a trip ambassador. So he wanted, Trip, the new Rideshare, MLM, multi-level marketing. And I just said, thanks for reaching out. At this point, we're not interested in partnering with Trip as a sponsor. So I just kind of want to read his response. And this is just because I have the platform and I can be petty about it. So he says, Rideshare Adventure should probably be renamed to Uber Lyft Adventures. I'm reading it as he wrote it. Since you are unwilling, have an open mind about other TNC companies. It's a shame, but it is your business. Good luck to you, and save my email so when you're ready, we can talk. All great ideas and companies start in someone's garages. We'll take over the rideshare industry with or without you. You can quote me on that. So I was like, all right, dude. First of all, if you're wanting to sell me something, insulting me on the follow-up email is not the way to do it.
Right.
And we looked into it. Trip doesn't even have an app.
Right.
Like they don't even have an app. So why would we even think about it? It seems scammy.
Well, and as you said last time we talked about Trip, is it okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
I was adjusting my
last time we
headphones.
talked about Trip, the app was supposed to come out like within days.
Yeah, that was like
and
January.
That's been 4 months.
Yeah.
And now we just went on the website right now, and the app is supposed to come out in 2 days. Funny enough. So again, I'm not ditching it. It's fine. But the other side of that is we're hesitant to let non-proven business models, sponsor us. It's just we don't know whether or not we can stand by it yet, and so I think it's hard for us to kind of accept something like that.
It's like someone that wants us to sponsor that has tampons. Like, I'm not using tampons, so I mean, why would I? I mean, yeah, if you're going to give me $1 million, we can talk. But I'm not going to support something that I don't know anything about. I don't use.
All the ladies in your life, come on.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying. I know, maybe that was a bad example.
No, that was definitely a bad example.
I was trying to be funny about it, but no one laughed. So that
all the Lyft and Uber women that drive.
that kind of that's
See?
true. That kind of laid flat.
So Larry says Trip is a Ponzi scheme, and it doesn't even matter whether they are or not. That's the thing. I think to me or to us, it's just an unproven platform at this point, and so maybe at a later time we can figure out whether or not it's something we can stand behind. something like CarStar, it's easy because it's a proven platform.
Yeah.
We know Steve. He's a great guy. They do awesome work.
Oh yeah.
I have absolutely no problem sending people to Steve because I know he's going to treat him well. So that's kind of what's that about.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say that, and we'll just jump right into the CarStar ad. Ben will put a little logo up about that. So we're going to do a giveaway. Comment on the live stream with hashtag #CarCareKit. Actually, let's do hashtag CarStar Impact.
Okay.
Can we do that?
I don't.
Okay.
Producer's been overruled.
Well, at
Car
least
care kit is just fun to say.
it is. Well, you can do both. I don't care. Just maybe they can get a little internet.
Hashtag CarStar.
And remember, guys, this time it is not just local drivers. It's anybody.
You get the dinosaur too?
Nope. Dinosaur is not included.
That's like false advertisement then.
No. He says every time, dinosaur not included.
Man, I tell you what, I'm going to stop telling you these comments, but YouTube, the big FU, and maybe he said that before, that the guy in the checkered shirt knows the business. He sells. You get so much love on that. Jeez, man. So yeah, let's see.
Thanks.
No one's commented unless I'm just behind the A ball.
Keith.
Keith did.
Yeah, Keith. But yeah, Sam can win. Her mom won last time.
Yeah,
but,
Sam, you're not going to win again.
Oh.
No, Sam can win.
Yeah, Sam can win.
But not her mom.
Wanda, I
Yes.
think her name
No,
was.
Wanda.
Yeah, I met them.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I gave them a ride home
Oh,
that's
for
right.
Wanda's birthday.
Oh boy,
I hear those alcohol in the wall.
Wanda had a very good birthday.
did she?
Apparently, she had a bad driver that brought her down. And when she got in the car, she goes, "Turn around, let me see your face." And so I turn around, and Sam's like, "Mom, it's not the same driver."
Mom, you're drunk.
And I was just like, "Hi."
That's funny.
Speaking of that, I have seen a lot more people checking.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, let's get to this ad.
Yep.
So yeah, CarStar Impact of Cascade. I screwed that up twice today. Manager Steve, they're at 5566 36th Street in Grand Rapids. Their telephone number is 616-954-9200. They've worked on Ben's car and Gabe. Basically, they have an open bay for rideshare drivers or basically anyone that makes money with their car that needs to get back on the road.
Yeah.
And so they can probably either get you in that day or the day after, and they do use quality parts, and they really want to focus on their detail. They're really trying to ramp that up a little bit. So I mean, inside and outside, I don't know the prices on that. I probably should find out, but I know he's really trying to ramp up the detail portion of.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Even something that didn't have anything to do with my work, he checked out for me.
Okay.
When I couldn't get my hood to close.
Oh, that's right.
And then I finally got it to close, and we thought maybe it was one of the hinges. He went in there, sprayed some stuff. He's like, "You're good to go for the rest of the year." He sprayed off my car, cleaned it off for me, and he was like, "You can start driving."
Yeah, typical mechanic. Just grab some lube and spray it. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like the contractor's duct tape. So yeah, check him out. They're right out by the airport. So if you're out doing airport runs, you could stop by and get an estimate. So
Yep.
all right. Let's jump into rideshare in the news. This one I kind of added last minute. Stereo, which is an app that you play music and get paid like 3 to 7 cents per play, I guess. They've kind of changed some things. It used to be really easy, and once you accrued $100, you got paid out. And that was great. Well, now there's been some people that misuse the app. Of course, everything has to get misused, and we have to have rules now. And so now it's 2 to 3 weeks before you get paid out. Now they're validating each driver. You have to fill out a W-9. It's getting more technical because people, I think, are having fake accounts and just driving around with it on just to make money, which they probably should have thought of that beforehand, but they went in with an open heart to be like, people won't take advantage of us, and they did.
So how did they check that?
So
I had to take a picture of my profile.
yeah, your
Yeah,
profile.
but how do they know people are actually listening to it?
That's the thing. Unless there's some software, because I don't know how they know, because I could just plug it in and turn it off, and it's still playing.
No, you can see whether the volume is up. right?
Oh,
but
you
how
can?
do they? Well, I would assume so. But how would you know whether there's people in the car?
Well, I mean, I drive around, and obviously when there's no one in the car, I still play it.
Right.
I actually am honest about it. If I go wait at the airport, I turn it off. If I'm going to just not – if I'm in between rides, I keep it going. But if I'm at the airport waiting for a ride, I turn it off because I don't want to lose the privilege of doing that. So there must be some way to check. And then last, they're going to have different levels, which will be based on your driving activity. So you may not get access to the app.
Okay.
Unless you're maybe more of a full-time driver. So
Yep.
I thought that was interesting. I know a lot of people in that RGR chat were talking about stereo. So, okay, we already have a winner. Ben, you want to announce the winner?
I can do that. I just put a little emoticon response to him. Our winner of this week's car care kit / gift card giveaway is none other than Jake. I'm going to slaughter your last name. Please forgive me, Panic.
That's what I would say.
Yeah. Jake Panic, you are the winner. In order to claim your prize, please send us a message via Facebook Messenger to our GR Rideshare podcast by the end of this episode to claim your prize.
And it looks like Jake is from Fort Lauderdale.
Florida?
I assume so. Is there any other?
What a dumbass. What a dumbass.
You need to drink more of that
Is
Monster.
there any other Fort Lauderdale you think of?
Our last podcast with threadspodcast.com, Ben, I was like, I don't know where St. Ignace is. When you go over the bridge, how far is St. Ignace from the bridge? He's like, seriously? I'm like, I didn't know it was there. Sorry about that. All right, Jake, congratulations. We are going to this is going to be so fun. I'm super excited about this, is that we have a movie about Uber driving.
They couldn't hear Ben at all.
They couldn't hear Ben.
Jake Panic, you're the winner. I forgot to unmute my mic.
So
Producer problems.
Interesting enough, we can hear you, but
No, they couldn't.
No wonder no one was saying anything.
Right?
Okay, movie. Back to the script.
Yeah.
Come on.
So Ben, we're gonna play that movie, and
Are we, though? I don't know
we're
if I can handle that.
we're gonna
That's asking a lot.
we're gonna try. So, but
Right.
this is called Stuber, and we need all to get together after the picnic. Well, it's July 12th, maybe a couple weeks later, and we can go watch this movie. So
The picnic is June 29th.
I know I said after the picnic.
Right, because that's when the movie comes out.
Play it, Ben.
Jake, send us a message.
Please be a 5-star ride.
Five cheeseburgers.
5 cheeseburgers.
No onions, no pickles.
No onions, no pickles.
And just a sprinkle of cocaine.
They don't have cocaine. I'm not gonna add. Okay.
LAPD! Do something crazy! I got him! LASIK screwed up my eyes.
Dad, this is Uber.
You know what Uber is?
Then you know how easy it is to get a driver to take you anywhere you want to go.
It's happening tonight! Hey! Uber?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Drive.
I'm Stu. How do you do?
Koreatown, now.
Hold on, I'm gonna bang a Yui here real quick. Nope, don't got it.
LAPD! Take this gun.
Why do you have so many guns? Are you trying to start a militia?
Oh, another gun. Man, you are really overcompensating.
Is this an Uber? You ain't no cop.
Hey! Don't do that! Oh my God! This is the least!
You shot me! You got shot in the leg. Good for you, man. You shot your first guy. Oh, you're scaring me, Stu! And I love it!
I got an idea!
How do you know my dad?
You kidnapped me. We didn't kill anyone.
Take the shot, Stu!
Just defeat him!
Stu, take the shot!
Hello? Operator, we need help. Someone's trying to murder us. Hello? Operator, we need help. Someone's trying to murder us. Okay.
Oh, man, Alive. That looks hilarious. Sam said that way better than Driver X. That was an odd one. So did you watch that movie?
Yeah, so
she did watch it.
So last weekend we were talking a little bit about that, and I thought you said, Sam, though, that it was pretty good.
I
think she said it was relatable to all of us rideshare drivers, that we've all experienced what happened.
Well, when I saw the trailer of not this one, but the other one, it felt like it was partly about rideshare, but there was a more story to it. This one's more about shoot 'em up, which is kind of funny.
Right.
But I think I might still watch that one.
Yeah, I'll be watching Driver.
So you mean it's more relatable, like we're all out there trying to make a living or whatever?
Well, I think it was accurate because they were like people puking in the car, and different things that you would experience with your riders. I think that's what Larry and Sam were saying.
Oh, she said it ended dumb. Well, spoiler alert. Come on now.
No, she said ended weird. She didn't say dumb.
Well, she did said it ended dumb. Her last comment.
Oh, I didn't have that.
So anyways, we've literally done no rideshare in the news. So next up, Lyft says drivers tampering with surge pricing could be booted. So this is another video, and it's just about them manipulating the surge, which is kind of shady, but I get their frustration. So we'll take a look at that and then come back.
Every evening, this Uber and Lyft parking lot outside Reagan National Airport fills. 120 to 150 drivers queue up, sometimes for hours, waiting for the busy evening rush. And nearly all of these drivers have one complaint.
Uber, they don't pay us enough.
What company is doing, they are actually defrauding all these people by taking 35 to 40%, and they're taking all this money because they have no system of accountability.
Do you guys all agree with that?
Yes, definitely. Yes.
After 2 to 3 years of pay cuts, these drivers say they now have to fight back by artificially manipulating the Uber and Lyft apps into higher fares.
All the riders, we wait over here, so we know the airplane when kind of landed. We wait like 5 minutes before. We turn our apps off, all of us, at the same time. All of us. We turn our app off. They go the search by $10, $12, sometimes $19. And then we turn our app off. Everyone will get the search.
This driver explains how they organize it.
Someone is stand by this corner, I stand by this corner, and the other one is stand by this corner. And we just like, hey, turn the app off, and then go online.
Now watch for yourself as our cameras roll for tonight's first planned surge.
Wait! You gotta wait. Wait.
This man runs the operation tonight. We've agreed to obscure his identity. He alerts drivers that the time to shut down is just around the corner. Using another app, he knows the precise moment to have everyone power down, ensuring the largest surge.
Hey! Wait, you gotta wait. All right, go on. Go. Take 12, take.
So the surge is currently at $12 and rising. He watches his phone closely, waiting for that exact moment when it's time to power up.
It's still going up.
Is it going up?
It's still going up. A 14. It's 13. It's still going up.
It's gonna go up?
It's 13. Don't go on yet. You on?
Yeah.
You on? Refresh it.
And that quickly, it's over. Passengers will now pay an additional $13 on their fares.
When we find out what's the highest search, that's when we say everybody on and everybody gets paid what we think we should be getting paid.
And does everybody oblige? Does everyone do it?
Yes, 100%. Everyone do it because they know it's not worth it. They know if they take a rider from here without surge or without, the pump the surge up, it's not worth it.
In less than a minute, 50 drivers locked into the surge.
It's like we work like a family, like a team. We do that every night. We do it again, we keep doing it. Like you drop off, we come back again. We do it, it's like a routine. We do it till like 12 o'clock.
Now these drivers tell me they do have a sense of guilt when doing this. They don't want to do it, but they say because Uber and Lyft keep reducing their pay, they have no choice. They can't afford to pick up people at Reagan National for $3 and $4 in rush hour traffic. And we reached out to Lyft and Uber for statements. Lyft tells us they take these allegations of fraudulent behavior very seriously, as it violates their community guidelines and can lead to deactivation from the Lyft platform. Uber echoes that message, saying this behavior is neither widespread or permissible on the Uber platform, and we have technical safeguards in place to help.
So, yeah, I don't know why those guys do that. It does ruin it for Larry's like it ruins it for everyone. And no, not everyone's doing it. That's bullshit. Like, could you imagine us trying to organize that at GRR? Everyone, I don't know.
Well, I think what's going to be so if more people were doing it, obviously this is a larger market, right? Because she's saying that in instant 50 cars has the $13 flat surge,
right?
So that's obviously a large airport. But the only thing that's going to happen is if Uber or Lyft start recognizing that, they're going to just kill the surge in the airport.
Yeah,
again, I mean. Uber said, last thing I said, Uber says that, they said that Uber said they have technical things in place to prevent that stuff. And obviously, if they're going to keep seeing that behavior, the only thing they can do is eventually kill the search in the airport.
Well, yeah, they can see when everyone goes back online. Right. And they can see who does it. So it's not too hard to, they had their faces blurred, but with a little bit of tech work, basic
well, that
level.
was just that one, right? That
right.
Was, but if they do it every night,
yeah.
I mean, Uber will have the data to support it if they all of a sudden see 50 drivers go online.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So them it's not going to last very long where they're going to be like, okay, you guys, and Uber, they're indiscriminate. I think that's the word. They'll just deactivate you.
I can't help but comment on one thing. I know it's stupid, and I know it's just kicking, whatever you say, but
kicking the can down the road.
Everybody keeps saying that Uber and Lyft pays you less.
Oh boy,
They don't. Right? They don't pay you less. They get more of the pie.
Yes. They're charging the ride. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
It's not,
we all get what we agreed to per mile per minute.
Right.
And that's what we
That's
agreed
not change.
to. That's not change. What changed is what they charge the rider.
And it sucks. I get it. Right? Yeah. But they are not getting paid any less. I don't understand what they by that.
Well, I was thinking about that. I saw this, you're in all these forums and people post what they make for the week. They take their little screenshots, and there was one guy that had like $2,000 worth of bonus referrals. And I'm just like, that is why you're not getting as many rides.
Yeah.
Because all these people go and flood, codes to get all these people to sign up.
Right.
And, the market is oversaturated.
Yeah, I think some of the things I was talking a little bit earlier. Was it yesterday or today? Maybe even with Samantha. And I think what Uber and Lyft should do a better job at is not let so many cars on the road. What is it that now Uber in Grand Rapids, they will let cars be all the way back from 2004? It's a 15 years.
That's a pretty long time.
Why not cut 5 years off that? Why not say 10-year vehicles? And have it be a newer vehicle. It's for everybody's benefit.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
But it's just...
going back to what you said about the math, it's basically people, I don't know, is it me that it's that difficult? Like, you're getting paid what you agreed to. You're getting this much per mile. Uber can charge whatever they want. I feel, and I think I talked about this on the last podcast, I feel they shouldn't have done that transparency of showing what the rider pays. I don't know why. Who okayed that? I'd be like, no, I'm not going to tell them what we're charging them. That's none of their business. They're getting paid what
they agreed to. Yeah.
So why should we have to tell them? So.
It's just, anyways. I think there's so many ways of improving the model to make it more profitable for us all. I think what people get caught up in and stuck up in is that 2 years ago, it was a different search. It was a different market. They were making sometimes $60, $70 an hour.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Well, look at this weekend. You made $130 in tips.
Right. No,
and what I think, and maybe I'm wrong in this, but I think that people are so angry and mad because they're concerned about how Uber or Lyft is taking more, that their interaction with their customers is not top notch like yours. Because if you're top notch and you're giving great service, and they can, because I'll tell you right now, I have riders that say, my last driver was complaining about how they make less. Did you go on strike? I had a great conversation, and I go, no, why would I? He goes, well, why did they? I said, well, because of this. And he goes, why didn't you? And I said, because I'm a contractor. I choose to sign on every day. I know what the terms are that I agreed to.
Right.
And I know if I need to adjust my schedule or adjust what I'm doing. And he goes, that's what I like. I got $10 from him because he liked, we just had a great conversation about it.
Yep.
So, and I got his ride too. So,
Right. And I think that's the thing, right? It's just, there's freedom with this kind of job as well. And last weekend, I probably made $38 an hour.
Yeah.
Can't beat that. And then on every weekend. No. Of course not.
You did have an exceptional tip weekend.
Absolutely.
I don't know why people were so giving.
No.
Everyone loves you. You're on point.
I was, it was a great weekend. It definitely was. But, sorry, anyways.
Yeah. So, somebody said that Lyft's first, Telegram.
Right. So Carrie is asking, I'd like to know what Uber's overhead is. And I'm sure it's ginormous. They have a big support team as well.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of money goes into creating and improving this app all the time that we're all using. So let's not live in this world where we think that Uber don't have any cost.
Right.
Because they have cost. And so.
All right, we're gonna jump ahead. We are gonna jump into another video. We're kind of skipping a few because we've been blabbering on for so long. This is a video. Now we all know about underage minors and stuff.
I hate this topic.
I know. This is called kicking the can down the road. Yep. I only put this video on here. It is educational, but tell me why you think I put this video on here. So it's kind of funny. I think it is, but go ahead, Ben, when you're ready.
Good evening. Tonight, a story about popular rideshare apps and underage riders. Now, they can certainly be a convenience for parents, but there are some rules that you need to know about. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. As 8 News Now reporter Darlene Melendez shows us, minors aren't allowed to ride alone, but it continues to happen every day.
It's a typical afternoon for Mike Greenfield. The part-time Lyft driver drives around until his next request.
The contacts download is starting.
His Thursday, though, wasn't quite as typical.
I get instructions shortly after that via text message that I need to pick up somebody's child at a school and that they're 13 years old and that they're responsible.
Per Lyft's policy, minors aren't allowed to use the rideshare app unless they're with someone over 18. So Greenfield canceled the ride.
There's just certain rules and regulations that, needed to be followed.
Getting a ride is as simple as pulling out your phone and pushing a button. A car pulls up, then you get inside. You don't really know who's driving, though, and that's exactly why parents and drivers say kids shouldn't use these apps alone.
Rochelle Homation has 2 kids of her own.
Personally, I don't think I would let them do it by themselves.
She says instead she'd let her kids use apps like Hop, Skip, Drive. The KidShare app was created with safety in mind.
This is more like putting your child in a car with a highly vetted nanny that drives.
It hasn't come to the Valley, and until then, this driver will continue to follow the rules.
For those of you that are out there, the minors that want to use this service, or anybody in general, I suggest you have your identification. If you have a problem with showing me your identification, hit the cancel button. Take another ride.
Darlene Melendez, 8 News Now.
We reached out to Lyft about this. They said, quote, safety is our top priority. Unaccompanied minors are not permitted on the platform. Drivers have our support in complying with this policy. Now, Uber has a similar policy as Lyft. As for taxis, there are no state restrictions on minors using their service.
Go ahead, Jesper.
No, I was just going to say, we all know about that. And I was just going to bring up one thing that you did, a while back. You were being asked to take an underage. And what you did was, I think was brilliant. You says, hey, and I think it was to his dad, if you want to come with him, you're welcome. And I can take him over there, and I can take you home afterwards. And he did.
Yeah. I mean, you're definitely going to pay more. You're going to pay double, right? Obviously. But I mean, I was impressed that the dad was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it.
Right. Exactly. And so that was just what it was all about. And then that, no, it's no longer unaccompanied. And that's the other thing I want to mention is for the drivers, do not put yourself in this situation where you are alone in the car with somebody underage who can make up a story that you may not want to at later on.
Yeah.
Because, let's say you have this 14-year-old girl in the car. Who's to say she's not going to say something that you don't want, make up some kind of a lie or anything like that. It's exactly the same as why you have situations where there's after school groups, scouts and anything like that, where there is those safety rules in place where there's never going to be one adult in the same room by itself with one kid.
Sorry, I read a comment.
You're just not going to have that situation.
Right. Sam says, I don't like kids. So I couldn't help it. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
I don't think it happens it does happen a lot because Peter, I think, has one.
Peter has got the all-time record
day.
of kids.
But I don't, last one.
He drives during the morning hours.
Right.
So that's why he gets
I think the last one I had was that mom. And she texted me, and I said, sorry, I can't. And she goes, well, I'll have my older daughter get up. I'll have them wake her up. She got up, and she even tipped me, even after I brought her back, so.
Wade said kids are liars. Yeah, they are.
It's true.
So anyways, everyone, I think, got why I shared that video because of that, guys. Does anyone know how they get those in your...
With a needle.
Well, I know that, you dummy. There's no back on it, especially if it's...
Yeah, there is.
There's a back, sits on the back.
Yeah.
Inside of the mouth.
It's like a flat...
Yeah, but what about the ones that are right here?
Like an anchor and
Monroe? They just dig it in.
No, they put the plate. It's a flat plate. They put it right in.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So...
Not for me,
The ones in the ear are pretty easy too, though.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, don't take kids. So have a dash cam.
Yeah, have a dash cam.
You're gonna love our tip of the week, or tip of the podcast.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna jump in now. I'm sure y'all have seen this. It's a Lyft driver attack. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
He didn't really suffer any injuries, but I'm interested in everyone's take on it after we watch it.
I would have whooped his ass.
Yeah.
Attack on a Lyft driver, suddenly attacked by a passenger while behind the wheel of his car.
That's right. You can see the passenger punch the driver over and over. All of this caught on video.
News 4's Michael George spoke with that driver and is live in Astoria, Queens with exclusive video and exclusive details.
It starts out like any other Lyft ride.
Mount Sinai, Queens? Yeah. All right.
These two passengers asked driver Eduardo Mariero to take them to Mount Sinai Hospital in Astoria. For about 11 minutes, it's a quiet, normal ride. The male passenger lies down in the back and seems to be moaning in pain. The passenger then takes off his sweatshirt and asks Eduardo to speed up.
Drive faster, please.
I'm sorry, man. I can't get in front of the cars that are in front of me.
Why?
Because it's blocked. There's 2 lanes. You don't see it?
It's when Eduardo threatens to pull over that the passenger explodes in anger.
Well, I would have been in that right lane and found that hole right there and up. I'm just saying.
Turn left on 30th Avenue.
Excuse me, man. If you're going to be disrespectful, I'll just pull over right now.
I almost lost my life, in a flash. Everything felt surreal.
We spoke exclusively with Eduardo. He says after this savage beating, both passengers ran off. Eduardo tells us he's not sure he'll ever drive a Lyft again.
I've just felt like less than human almost. I feel like I have to start looking for a new job at this point or a new form of income.
Fortunately, Eduardo escaped without any serious injuries, but he's asking New Yorkers, if you recognize the man who brutally attacked him, contact police.
I hope they catch this guy, and I hope he definitely doesn't have access to any type of rideshare platform.
And we spoke with Lyft. They tell us they've permanently banned that passenger, and police tell us they want to speak with him as well, but right now, he's still on the loose. In Astoria, Michael George, News 4 New York.
Yeah, he probably got caught by now, because that dash cam footage was great. Did you see how clear that first hit? Oh, man, he did get a clear hit on that first one. But
I don't understand why I would assume that was a guy's mother.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I'm not control.
Well, he's a grown ass man.
I'm sorry. I'm 34, and my mom has the fear of me. She brought me in this world. She can take me out. I would never, act like that. She just kept saying, George, George.
I mean, clearly he was under some. I'm not giving him excuse, but clearly he was in a severe amount of pain. It was super frustrated.
I think he was recovering.
What do you mean?
Oh, I think he was like a dope addict.
Withdrawals?
Or something. Yeah, withdrawals. Yeah.
I don't know. He was clearly pissed off.
Yeah.
But Larry made a good point. He should have brake checked him. Although in that moment when it's happening so fast, you don't think about that. You're just trying to protect your face, right?
Oh, no.
I wouldn't think about
fight or flight.
That's true.
Yeah, what are you going to do? If I was reading when people were posting about it, and so many people were like, carry around mace, pepper spray them, or protect yourself. He just,
Right.
I don't know. Somebody said grab your keys and get out of the car.
Yeah, I mean, we watched it replay about 6 times. That probably happened about 7 seconds. So it's not like it was this continuous beating. I think our perception of how long that was is thrown off a little bit. But I think I probably would have slammed on the brakes anyways, because that's just my reaction. I'm trying to stop my moving vehicle. Like if your kids are screaming or whatever, you're like, oh, okay, kids suck, like Samantha said or whatever. But I mean, I'm trying to get out of the way of traffic, so I probably would have slammed on the brakes, and then I don't know. But that I feel bad for that guy. That looked brutal. I mean, thank goodness he didn't get hurt.
Yes, thank goodness he didn't get hurt. But oh my God, I don't even know what I would have done.
Yeah, and that's a good dash cam. I wonder what kind of dash cam that was, because that was some good footage.
Yeah, it's also in the day though. It's easy to get
true.
a dash cam.
It's true. It was during the day. So,
footage.
All right. Next up, just a couple funny signs. This is from Tom from Chicago. He's in our GR chat. It says, "I'm driving to save up for new brakes. These could go out any second. Any tips help." Very funny. I'm trying to look. There's an Instagram account.
Jaron Myers.
Oh, sorry. That's okay. Says something like Jaron Myers. Go to his Instagram page and follow him. I don't know. It's some funny shit. I'll do it after the show, but I'd give that guy a tip just because of that. I'd be like, this is the funniest thing. I know it's not true.
How do you know?
I mean, I hope not. Next up, some funny pictures. I wrote this, and this is not. I wrote funny pictures about being deaf. Being deaf is not funny. I didn't mean it.
Seriously.
Yeah, old man.
Right?
Can you throw those up there?
Huh? Did you say something?
All right, the first one, it's she's like, "Hi, Maria, this is your Lyft driver. I'm deaf." She texted. She kept saying, "I'm deaf." He goes, "I'm calling you. I'm deaf. I cannot hear over the phone. Why aren't you answering your phone? Where are you?" It's like, seriously? Like, how drunk are you? And the other one says, "I got a notification saying my Lyft driver was deaf and to text him anything I needed to say. So I texted him saying, 'Thank you for picking me up.' This man turned around to me and said, 'No problem, bro. You can talk to me. I just say that I'm deaf so my passengers don't talk to me.'" And I'm only reading that for the people that listen to the audio because they can't see the pictures. But that's freaking hilarious. I mean, I don't know. It's just funny. I know Ben joked about it. I didn't know if you actually were serious that you did change that in the settings or not.
I have hearing aids. I have trouble hearing. So yes, before I had my hearing aids, I did mark that I was hard of hearing. It doesn't say deaf. It says hard of hearing.
How old are you again?
54.
Yeah. Okay.
Minus 20.
But the cool thing is now your hearing aids has Bluetooth, right?
They do. It's pretty awesome.
Do you get free coffee at McDonald's with those hearing aids?
I should try.
What about an AARP card? Next up.
You know what I do get? A shiny FU sticker to hand out to my friends. I don't know.
I got
that would laid flat.
You know what, though?
Why don't you take a 5 minute and recalculate that one?
You know what, though? I'm kind of jealous because there's times where he's like, "Yeah, I can listen to stuff in my ears and the passengers don't even know."
That is a little creepy.
I can play Telegram messages as I'm driving passengers and hear them.
That is so weird.
But that means you need to be touching your phone with drivers in the car. That's not a good idea either, there, Ben.
He hits the play button before he goes.
I know he does.
He waits till they load up, and then he just hits once.
Right. I mean, in some of those chats, I turned it off for the weekend, and I came back on Monday, and one of them had like 600 messages.
Yeah, I had 1,000.
We had a good weekend talking.
You know what? There are times where I'll be like on a long ride, and I come back and I'm like 85 voice clips. And I'm like, I'm not listening to all these, so I go down to like the last 4, and then I'm like,
have you ever done the 2 times the fast?
You know,
you sound very funny.
You can speed it up.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, you can do it 4 times.
Yeah.
So you can play the messages in 4 times speed. That's too fast. You can't understand what
I'm
they're
gonna have
saying.
to
Speaking of fast, why
sound
don't we
like
move
Mickey
on?
Mouse that way.
I'm gonna have to try that out.
If I could find a clean message, I'd play it because it sounds really funny, but I don't dare do it. All right, next up, it's Jesper's article. Go, Jesper.
My article. Which one?
It's the see. This is why I wanted you ready so that we didn't
What?
have to have this
Yeah.
awkward
It's the Rob
banter
thing?
back and forth. No, this is the many Uber Lyft drivers fail to respond to recalls. It's right under the funny pictures about being deaf.
The Colombian.
Yep. I know. I'm here. I'm sorry.
Are you?
Hey, Chris, your wife texted my wife. You have to go home. Do you not have your phone?
It's not on. So, so 1 out of 6 Uber and Lyft drivers in the New York City and Seattle areas are driving vehicles with outstanding recalls, according to Consumer Reports. Now, that wouldn't be so bad, if there was only Uber and Lyft cars, but it's not actually. But taking taxi and limousine isn't necessarily a safer option. Nearly a quarter of traditional for-hire vehicles in New York City, such as taxis, limousines, and livery cars, also needs repairs due to outstanding recalls. So that brings me back, I think that kind of brings up the topic as we were just talking about before is Uber and Lyft accepting too old vehicles into many markets? We were also talking about that when I signed up for Uber 3 years ago, they didn't even require an
inspection
in our market. And then they started requiring that 2 years ago, but it's easy enough to get an inspection done.
Yeah.
How much trust is there really in there?
There was a clickbait video that said Uber or Lyft deactivated me for not doing my recall. Well, there's no way they know other than when you get the inspection. If you deny, if you say I don't want, why would you not want to get it fixed? I don't understand that. So I don't know if he was lying.
I think
or
a lot
what.
of people simply don't know to check for recalls.
Yeah,
I think there's that.
I actually, I think I get it from the Honda dealership, even though I didn't buy it there, but I think I've got it serviced there, and so they must have my info. And
I
they
get
just
a little postcard.
Yeah, a little postcard.
Yeah.
So somehow they know where we live or whatnot, and so please get that stuff fixed, especially as for airbags. I know Honda had a real trouble with what's that company, Tanka or Tankata. That I don't know. They supply the airbags, but you definitely need to get that fixed. So. What? What does it say? I missed it.
I don't have a piece of paper, so I have to pee.
I saw him doing something with the paper. That goofball.
When an Uber driver has an outstanding recall that's serious enough to prompt a do not drive warning, that driver is deactivated, Uber said. The company initiated the practice last June, a spokeswoman said. So I guess apparently Uber is now kind of holding up those cars with the recall. They kind of see their cars.
So you're saying that even without an inspection, they go, "Oh, you have a recall? Deactivated."
Well, Uber will see if there's any recalls on your vehicles, and they'll let you know to make sure they're done or not.
Well, I hope
Which
they
is
give
kinda
you like
weird.
a 30 days.
Well,
That's
yeah.
a little creepy. I mean, I guess.
But they know the vehicles, they know the years of the vehicle, they know the VINs, and if you have the VIN, they can. See
They
if
probably
there's a
have a
recall.
system set up.
Oh yeah,
to
I'm
where
sure they do.
They have your year, make, model, your VIN number, and then
Well, they have your VIN number. You don't give it to them, but when you snap a picture of your registration, your VIN number's on that registration.
exactly.
So,
they probably have a database set up to where they can.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they.
Which, if you think about it, is a smart thing to do for a company because they're
Absolutely.
putting people in your vehicle.
Right.
No, I was a huge proponent of the inspections. I thought it would clear more cars out, but apparently some people must be forging it or
because
something.
it's so easy.
Yeah, it is. It needs to be more verified. I don't know.
I don't even think they check the addresses of the body shops that you put on there. You can put the body shop ABC and then just sign. I mean, whatever.
Side note: I'm super jealous that Ben went pee.
Well, Okay, so I handled that pretty good, didn't I?
You did a great job, and I wasn't even ready.
So are you ready for the next one?
Yeah. I am. So this isn't a big deal, but this lady kind of cracked me up. It was actually in England. No video or anything, and I wasn't ready. Just like, yeah, I see how you do it. You start talking. So sick note, mom livid over, I think I'm just going to go with American money, $80 Uber fine after her son's pal was sick in the back of the taxi on her way home. It was just kind of funny that she complained about it, and she says outrage was stung for the fine because her unemployed son's app is linked to her bank account. That was the funny part, that her unemployed son. Says Sandra was fine. The friend was sick outside, but a little bit went on the edge of the taxi. And she's like, I'm deleting.
That picture was not a little bit.
I know. You're right. That
was puke inside all the car. And let's not forget that if he's unemployed, how does he have money to go out and drink?
I don't know.
I mean, so anyways, I mean, I get that question every night. How many times has somebody gotten sick in your car, right? And I think it's at least 10 times. And I don't care. I'm going to report it. I'm going to get my cleaning fee.
Yeah. Well, it's just funny. I don't know why they put that in there, but it makes the story the unemployed son living at home. You know what I mean? That's what kind of caught my eye on it. Right? But yeah, if you're gonna barf in a car, you're gonna get a fine. Sorry that your son doesn't have his own checking account and can't take care of his.
I almost had one this weekend.
A puker?
A chicken account?
No, I haven't. Puker.
Almost. You were so close to having a checkbook.
At the bar, and we literally are going like not even a mile and a half maybe.
Oh, that's right.
And all of a sudden, I'm like kind of watching her, and the window goes all the way down, and there's 3 people in the back. She's sitting next to me, and I'm just kind of like, all of a sudden, with grace, she just leaned out. Went outside, and I'm like, oh. I reached behind and grabbed a puke bag, and I handed it to her, and she's like, this is just so tasteful. And not to me, but just because of the night. And all of a sudden, she goes, can you stop at the next corner? I think we can walk the rest of the way, because she still had to puke. She tipped me $5.
Well,
I dropped her off. But I was thankful, because the last time I had the pukers, they were the girls from Davenport who said, we didn't puke in your car, and they got all over the inside, the outside, and in my window.
Well, they said to Uber that they didn't puke in their car?
No, they told me that they didn't because I couldn't see behind the seat. And then we pulled up, and they're like, oh, we're good here. And I've never seen drunk college kids run so quickly from a car. So I knew.
Yeah. I hope that when my children get older, they just take responsibility for it. Like them running away. I'm like, seriously?
Have you ever had a puker that apologized for puking?
Yes.
I've not, except for my drunk couple from Jenison.
Almost, I wouldn't say everyone does, but a lot of people do. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
Have I ever shared the story with it was probably a year and a half ago. I had a gal, it was a couple, right? And she had one of those little woman bags. She puked in her.
What's a little woman bag?
Like a little handbag.
Like
a puss. A puff.
A what?
Fancy purse.
She opens it up, right, and she goes and she pukes all of it in her purse, and she closes it up nice.
Hey, she's a professional. She's not messing around.
Not her first time at the rodeo.
I know. Nothing got in the car.
That was like that New Year's Eve when I had that guy reach up and grab my empty McDonald's cup and hold it to his wife's mouth. And I was like, take the cup with you. Like we were good.
It was the sweet tea.
Yeah.
So anyway, my next article is the criminals robbing Lyft drivers by exploiting a weakness in the app. And what I don't understand why it's a weakness in the app. But it's a quick read. Group of criminals robbing Lyft drivers by exploiting a weakness in the Lyft driver's app. Somebody told 1010 Wins that thieves snatched his phone, typed stuff on it, and then dropped it and ran out of his car. I picked up my phone. They closed all the apps. I opened the Lyft app, and it shows the ride was ended. So I went to my earnings, and right there I saw that the weekly earnings was cashed out to a random debit card I did not recognize. Auden, which his name is, may have gotten his phone back, but he lost nearly $300. As many as 20 drivers have been hit by the high-tech robbery streak since April. And here's the thing, the kick, right? Bronx police say that one driver was held up at gunpoint and another was robbed of more than $800. So, how is it a weakness in the app?
Well, here's the weakness. We talked about this earlier before we went live.
Right.
I figured it out. They need to put a 24-hour hold on that. if you change your debit card, you need it needs to be 24 hours before it will take effect.
Right, because Lyft doesn't do that. Uber does.
Oh, do they?
Uber does if you change it, because I changed mine. And then I went to go
cash out
like days later, and it held it.
Oh.
And then they were like, I called, and they're like, okay, we have reset it. Click on this link.
But that would solve the problem, because the criminals would try to do it, and they're like, oh, you have to wait 24 hours, and then, I don't know.
Well, Lyft is obviously going to fix that.
Yeah, but that would be scary to do that.
Can you imagine? They have to be quick, though. Like,
well... Yeah, well, that's what I said to him earlier. I mean, if they have a gun, you're going to be like, yeah, do whatever you want. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, take my $300. Just don't shoot me.
Right. Jesper, you skipped an article, but I'll take it for you.
What?
Lyft adds 911 call button, other app features.
That was okay. No mind.
It's all right. I got you. So apparently, I already thought you could dial 911 in the Lyft app,
but they took it off for a while.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're making all their changes.
Oh, okay. So that's pretty cool. But the 911 feature within in the app provides police dispatcher a lot of information like location, vehicle, make and model, license plate, which is awesome because you don't have to, like, if something's going on, like, you just hit that, they get all that information right away. You don't have to tell them I'm at 3rd and 2nd as you're getting stabbed in the neck.
My Verizon Hum does the same. I just click the button.
It dials 911? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you going to do a review video of that?
Yeah, I am, eventually.
Okay. The app now prominently displays a Lyft driver's license plate, number of riders to make sure... Oh, number of riders? That's interesting. I missed that part. To make sure they get into the correct vehicle. The updated version, which is now available in Apple and Android app stores, will show the type of vehicle, driver's name, license plate number. Lyft even throws a reminder for the riders to reference the plate number, kind of what Uber did. Once a vehicle pulls up to help riders make sure they don't enter a stranger's vehicle by accident.
How do they know how many riders?
They probably ask when you request a ride. Unless they just do the 1 to 4.
How many people are honest about how many riders that they have?
Well, we know for over the years, no one's honest about that. Peter had posted a picture. I didn't grab it quick enough, but they're now requiring you, if you rate less than 5 stars, that you have to get a reason.
Yeah.
And there was one reason on the bottom, and I knew I was going to forget it, and it pissed me off. I don't know. Yeah, if you can bring it up. And I wanted to talk about it, and I should have wrote it down.
I got a 1-star this last week, and it pissed me off. Friday, I got a 1-star. And I know I wasn't speeding at all, but somebody gave me a note for the speeding, and he felt uncomfortable. And I know I was just trying to get out of paying the bill. It just makes me mad.
Yeah. Okay. Here it is. I think it's so dang small I can't read it.
What are we looking at?
Oh, driving under the influence was one of the options. That's bullshit. Right. Like, people, you shouldn't. If somebody is going to say that you were driving, they should have to physically type that out. Because how easy is that? Anytime you make it easy for someone to click, they're going to be like, yeah, F this guy driving.
Or if they're drunk, they're going to click something wrong.
Right. Like, make it that you have to type it, So I feel like they shouldn't have
Driver was intoxicated, Larry says. Yep.
Yeah, I don't feel like they should put that one on there. Let's see. What was the other one on there? Let's see if I can find it.
Driver's photo does not match unsafe driving, inappropriate behavior, or poor customer service.
I'm okay with all those. Just the influence one, I feel like people get deactivated all the time for just bullshit. Right. I mean, I'm sure there's drivers that do drink when they drive, and I'm okay with that. But I'm telling you, if you're
okay with the
no, you're right. Thank you for calling me out on that. I'm telling you, if I was a passenger, I wouldn't be checking a box that saying Lyft. I would be calling Lyft and I'd probably be calling 911 and saying, hey, this guy is drunk and he's driving people around. I wouldn't be like checking a box. I don't know. I just feel like people are going to take advantage of that.
Yep.
Shoot. I forgot about Flowmaster was on YouTube. I always forget about YouTube.
Flowmaster.
How's that paper coming, Ben? That's what I thought.
Okay, tip time?
Hold on. Sam says, is anyone freezing a lot? I don't know if our screen is freezing.
I don't think she's cold. I think the screen is freezing.
Yeah.
I mean, are you cold, Sam?
Yeah, we'll skip the wheelchair accessible one. That's fine. So, tip time. Yeah, I know. We skipped a bunch of articles.
No.
I think we need to next time we'll highlight them for you in bold colors, like pink or fuchsia.
You were the one skipping them.
I was not. How dare
Anyways,
you?
tip time.
Tip time is sponsored by Vantrue Cameras. Again, I didn't put the stupid link in the app. Why I always forget this one, but you all know Vantrue N2 Pro is the camera to get. It protects you. We talked about the minors. That's a perfect opportunity not to take minors, but in the case of when maybe that does happen or whatever reason that you have a camera.
Yep.
So this is from John in North Carolina, and this is a very short tip and to the point. Common sense goes a long way. I screwed it up. I couldn't believe it. Common sense.
Need some help there?
I do. Common sense goes a long way. Don't be a dick. You ruined my thunder, you son of a bitch.
You said you needed help.
So it's just, I don't even know what that's referenced to, but I'm just like, that's perfect. Like,
it was something we were talking about in the chat.
Yeah, but it was probably one of those things where I didn't follow along, but I saw that and I'm like, oh, I'm stealing that. Like, that's hilarious. So that's our tip. Common sense goes a long way. Don't be a dick, from John in North Carolina. I got a cough. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't have a mute button personally for me.
Our next Facebook question. Are we going to Facebook questions?
Yep. So we got 3 of them and we'll wrap her up.
Yep. I'm going to do the first one. How do you stay healthy, folks? I just started driving full time and I can already feel I've gained weight. How do you manage not to eat at McDonald's all the time? And so you guys, you can share if you your tips there. But a lot of the tips was, bring your lunch every day. And I know that we had. I think we had a picture from Justin, and he was sharing how he kept his peanut butter and jelly sandwich fresh.
That was Justin's brother.
Was it brother?
Yeah,
Okay,
JT.
Well, it says JT, but I could see how you can get it mixed up. They look a lot alike.
So yeah, that was.
I think it was Nicholas. He's a newer driver in the market. I appreciate that question. There was a lot. It was. Yeah, I like seeing
absolutely
normal questions on other than why am I not getting paid?
Yep. Is it busy tonight?
Oh, I've seen a lot of those in the last 10 days.
Should I drive today or not?
Yeah. What's it look like out there?
Give it a try.
I'm going to look at my foot up your ass. But no, I just said pack a lunch. I mean, if you're out for that's what I struggle with. I love junk food. I love fast food.
I love Wendy's.
Wendy's is my jam. If I go out for 4 hours, I'm like, I'll just get Wendy's. And I'm like, no, I should pack a lunch. No, if I go out for 8 hours, like when I was doing the first quarter of this year when I was doing full, I packed a lunch. Because it's like, it's your shift. It's shift work, right? You're out for 8 hours. And, but yeah.
I usually bring a piece of fruit and some nuts. And lately I've been buying too much of the, what are they called? The bridge mix or whatever. So I try
the trail mix.
Trail mix.
Yeah, I bring that, and that's my healthy snack when it's got M&Ms and raisins in it. But.
And then but it's not the not so good thing is when Gabe and I finish the nights at Vito's.
You're the culprit of that.
Hey,
you're the instigator.
You know what? No, I brought it up because I was hungry. I had a busy schedule and I forgot to eat. And then,
how do you forget to eat,
dude?
I see you
between appointment. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we all got the dad bod.
It's all right. No,
I worked very hard at mine.
I just there's some days where I'm between appointments with my kid, and then I go home and I'm doing housework. I make sure she's good, and then I'm out the door, and then I'm like, man, my stomach's growling. I'm like, I want to stop, but you don't want to stop because it's busy. So then, I'm like, hey, I'm hungry. I might get some pizza, and then Jesper's like, I'll meet you there. And he's there before me, so.
What's your point?
You were ready for it.
I don't know. That Vito's pizza, I don't think it's that good.
But
it's great when you're drunk.
At 2 a.m. in the morning?
Well, at 2 a.m. when you're drunk, delicious. 2 a.m. when you're tired and you just want to go home and maybe just go get a pen. Golly.
Go eat a brick.
A pint. That escalated quickly. A pint of oh, my Lord. A pint of Ben and Jerry's.
I bet there's less calorie in Vito's pizza than in your Ben and Jerry's.
Jerry.
Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you guys are drinking the same thing. Is it spiked with something?
I don't know, man. I tell you, the last 20 minutes of the podcast, I go way downhill. Flowmaster says I don't pack food and I pee in bushes and trees during my shift.
He needs to get a Gatorade bottle.
Yes, get a Gatorade bottle. I have to. No, I'm not going to go there.
Samantha wanted to use your Gatorade bottle.
I'm not going to go there. Samantha says, "Hey, Jason, where and what time should I drive?"
Never. Samantha, just don't drive at all. Stay home.
Right.
Yep.
I heard Howard City is really busy on Friday and Saturday nights.
Yeah. They got a comedy club up there.
Hey?
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
Club.
So Samantha's actually going to be in our podcast in 2 weeks. So that'll be fun to have her in.
Samantha.
I would Taco Bell, huh? No.
Looks like Tom. I honestly avoid eating when I'm out driving. Welcome, Tom. Feels like you're new to us. I mean, I drive the 7 p to 3 a.m. weekend. It's hard to find a bathroom. Guys, Gatorade bottle. I mean, I'm not trying to be...
the dew.
What's up?
You
To
can't
do
put
with the
that.
poop.
You
see the
can't put
poop
that in a
emoticon?
Gatorade bottle.
Oh, whoops. I saw it, but I thought he was just like, okay, so yeah, please don't go number 2 in the Gatorade bottle. And if you can go number 2 in the Gatorade bottle, you might have a bowel problem because that means it's all liquid. Well, this is going downhill.
And Tom, I know that you're not from our market, but here the best bathrooms is at the Shell gas stations.
Yeah.
Where's Tom from? How do you know he's not from our
Where are you
market?
from, Tom?
He says he's new.
And Jesper, how the hell did you get that Jake was from Fort Lauderdale?
He checked in at the Fort Lauderdale airport, and I know he was from Detroit. I saw that. So.
Well, he's still not local.
No, but he's fine.
Tom's like Sussex County?
New Jersey.
Ah, nice. I think
Joyzy.
that's Joyzy.
New
I'm
Joyzy.
new.
Carrie, you can't stay another 10 minutes? Come on.
Carrie, go. It'll be longer than 10 minutes.
This is going nowhere fast.
Jesper's line. All right, I'm going to get to the next one. So what do you guys do when a passenger... And now we all know this is kind of... But this is kind of like... I want to have fun on this podcast, but I also want to talk about things that are so simple to us,
Right.
but some people might not know. Like, I've seen a couple times this week on the bigger pages, like, what's a PAX? Like, it's just those simple things. So the question is, so what do you guys do when a passenger takes forever to come back from a stop? So I don't know if it's an actual rule that Lyft and Uber tell the riders.
It does.
So it's 5 minutes.
It pops up on their app when they add a stop.
It's been a while since I took a ride, but I've never added a stop either but it does say 5 minutes.
It does.
Right.
It's 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah. I actually, when I do stop for somebody, depending on what it is, if they're going to get cigarettes, I don't tell them that there's a 5 minute wait because I know it's going to be less than 5 minutes. But if they're like, oh, I need to run into Walgreens. Are you being a paper bitch? I just had to say it. Printer bitch. Hashtag printer. If I got to run into Walgreens, I'm going to tell you it's a 5 minute thing. And I will stretch that a little bit. But I see people talking about like 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, are you nuts? You're getting paid 10 cents a minute. Are you seriously going to...
I waited 15 the other day in fast food. But here's the thing, though. The girls were really nice. It was a prime ride.
Yeah.
Prime ride, and they said, you get paid. He gets paid while he sits there, and the girl's like, let me ask him. So she goes, I said, I get paid like 10 cents, 11 cents a minute. She's like, oh, no, we're definitely going to tip you then for waiting. And we'll buy you food. So,
well, that's a little different.
Right. So they did tip me in the app, and it was a prime. So it was kind of worth a 15-minute wait. But there are some that will ask you, and then some that just are like, whatever, you gotta stop.
Yeah. Interesting. So yeah, please only wait 5. I mean, you're not required to wait anytime, but don't be a... Common sense goes a long ways. Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
So like John said, wait the 5 minutes or use your mouth communication skills. Hey, how long are you going to be? I'm in a hurry, or you can always say I have a ride queued up, and people understand when you're working, like you need to make money. So
some of them are clever though. The riders, they'll leave something in your car.
Oh,
yes, that's the worst.
That's a good point. They are stealthy. So if you are planning on leaving, you better scan that car, and hopefully there's not a baby in the back seat. That's always weird too when parents leave their kids.
A baby in the back seat.
I've had it happen. Like they've gone in to get cigarettes, and they left their kid in the car with me. They strapped it in, and they had a car seat, but I'm like, this is the most bizarre thing ever.
Unaccompanied minor. Jason,
Ben, stop with that paper. Seriously, it's so distracting. Well, people that listen to the audio don't want to hear your paper crackling. God. Okay. Yeah, Larry says don't make sure you leave an item in the car somewhere. I should recap. Did I make a video of that laundry story? Remember when I was at the bank with the guy's laundry?
Yes.
I thought I made a video on that. We won't get into that, but
So I had to stop this weekend, but he handed me a 20 before I went to the store.
Well, yeah.
You wait as long as you want.
I mean,
Take your time.
I mean, not as long as you want, but
Right.
would you? How long? I mean,
They waited 3 minutes.
But
They came out
how
with-
long would you wait for 20?
Oh.
Half hour?
Oh, yeah. Easy.
I wouldn't make more than a half hour.
I've rushed to Meijer before bar close time to get guys liquor because they were like, "Give you 20 if you can give me to Meijer by 2."
I
I'm like,
remember you telling me
"Let's
that.
go."
Game time.
Cut through neighborhoods, avoiding all the red lights.
Which Meijer?
The ghetto one on Kalamazoo with 28.
Man, that one is bad. I've gone there to like get a headlight because my headlight burned out. It it was probably it wasn't after 2 because I would have gone home, but it was probably midnight. I'm just like, man, it is sketch over here. I mean, not over there, but I feel like that Meijer is sketch.
Do you have to go through your wheel well to change the headlight?
No, fortunately, I don't.
Oh.
But even though, I mean, I don't have big hands, but they're kind of chubby. I had look at that little cut I got there. But one of them I have to really get, and it's like scraping my hand, but I don't have to go through the wheel well
My
thing.
daytime running lights, I have to go through.
Yeah.
But I don't have to take the tire off. I can turn my wheel and then.
I feel like the newer cars, you guys all have relatively newer cars. They're making it more difficult. My Honda, so far, I don't have to.
Yeah, to take the fuel pump out of my car, it's a 7-hour job.
For headlights?
No, for the fuel pump.
Oh.
Not the fuel pump, the power steering pump.
Sorry. Well, we're talking about headlights. I'm reading.
Jason.
I'm reading something more.
Micah, GR stands for Grand Rapids. The GR rideshare is a Grand Rapids rideshare. So that's kind of where we started, but we are on a national market now.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just answering.
No, it's okay. Tom said I got paid $40 to wait at a strip club.
Actually, he said strip club.
Well, we understood what he said.
Asterisk strip.
Yeah, there you go.
I've done a couple casino runs where I've waited for them, and
yep.
He was going to go in there and he was going to roll, and he was going to pay me like $50. And I was hoping he was going to roll more so that he'd pay me more, but he stuck to his word.
There was one time where somebody said he was gonna, if I was gonna wait for him 20 minutes, he would have given me $60, and it was in Allendale, and it was 15 minutes to bar out, and I said no. I should have taken the $60 because it was a lousy bar out.
Yeah. Oh, you mean a bar close?
Yeah, bar close.
Oh, I was confused about the bar out.
And it was like that.
You like what?
I was like, it's like that one that Peter had with those two guys. If you come back and get us, we'll give you $100.
He waited for them, but they
he waited
never did.
and they never called him back. And
I don't remember that one.
But they gave him $50 before,
yeah,
right?
And then they said if you wait and come back and get us, we'll give you $100.
Yep.
So
Micah, is it Micah? It can't be Micah.
It's Micah.
Micah.
Yep.
Oh, he's from San Francisco. That's cool.
So we were picking on the Ghetto Meijer. That's where Sam shops.
Well, I've gone there before. Jeez, way to go, Ben.
It's just one of the rougher ones. It's like Kalamazoo and
Right.
28th, and then.
But didn't they just
50s.
rebuild it not too long ago?
It doesn't matter how many times they remodel that thing.
Oh, they are remodeling it. You're right.
And then it's 52nd in Clyde Park, and then all the other Meijers are okay.
Plainfield Meijer is a little sketch after dark.
Like Alpine Meijer. Yeah.
Keith said he argued with a woman who wanted me to wait at Walmart for 30 minutes. She said the last driver did and took a nap.
He said, no.
Well, that driver doesn't want to make money. Hey, before we sign off, I know we're getting close to it. If you guys please download the podcast. The links are up.
Yep.
The download. Those numbers we actually can sell for sponsorships. Or not sell, but we can sell our numbers. But there's an iTunes, Spotify.
We don't sell the numbers.
Well, not physically.
Let him finish.
People look at the numbers and they say, "Oh, okay, we want to." So yeah, if you guys before you check out tonight, if you can download Podbean is kind of an Android app. Spotify, Spotify, and then Apple iTunes. Yep. So, last story
another thing about that is always good to go back and listen to the podcast again because you catch things you don't catch as you're doing the live stream.
Yeah, so. I love the live stream. I have so much fun. It's fun commenting. I like getting new people. We've had two newer people in tonight, so
at least two.
So it's super fun.
You should do your plug, Micah. You should download Telegram.
Keith Farner is new.
Yeah, Micah. If you go up to the details button, I just realized that too. That's a good point, Gabe. I just write Telegram, and people. The problem is I don't want to write a full story, but people don't know what it is.
And there's two apps for Telegram. Remember, because I downloaded
Telegram
when you.
X.
Yeah, there's Telegram and then Telegram X.
Yeah, they both work though.
But my initial one did not work with you, so I had to go back and do Telegram X.
Yeah, I did not know that. So,
thanks, Chance. We appreciate your feedback.
Yep.
But so is the Clyde Park one, Sam. Sam, we're sorry. We didn't mean to offend you on your Meyer. Micah says his brother's name is Gabe.
So
it's a good name.
It is a good name.
Anyways, join again for the newcomers. Go ahead and join the Telegram group. We have a lot of fun. It's just, when you're out driving there by yourself, it's not so lonely.
Micah, you have to. We have no one from the West Coast. We have pretty much Central and Eastern time zone. We do not have anyone in there from Pacific time
and
zone.
it's a good time on there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll get me like this when I was going to go and beat that other Uber driver that cut me off. Like, that's the other thing. Be kind to your fellow Uber drivers and Lyft drivers, because I had a guy rush past me. I'm going 50 and a 50, coming up to a light, and within a 1.5 to 2 feet, he cuts over because he's rushing to the airport lot, which he didn't know. I already had an airport ride. So
he just cut you off?
Yeah, he cut me off to get to the airport lot before me, the cell phone lot.
Oh, my God.
And I stopped. I pulled up next to him and rolled my window down and said a few choice words, and then I kept driving up to the terminal.
Because you already had a ride.
I already had a ride.
What kind of car was it?
It was a sedan. It was like a blue sedan. I've never seen the guy before.
Oh, because there's is it a blue Chevy Cruze?
No.
Okay, is that who that guy? I mean, I don't know him, but he's up there a lot. So
no, it was a guy I've never noticed before. I almost wanted to. I was waiting for him to go to the airport to be picking up somebody because I was going to get out and say something to him. But then he went to the lot, and I was just kind of like, "You cut me off by 2 feet."
Anyways, that was producer Ben.
That was my signal to end the show.
He's having a good night tonight.
Don't worry, my mic was muted.
Oh yeah, we all stopped and are dead in our tracks. Okay, last one. It says, anyone been successful getting the Uber discount with Verizon?
I am. I have been getting it for 2 years.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I've had the Lyft discount, but Lyft reduced the amount, so Uber discount is now better. But getting the discount seems to be impossible. No one at Verizon seems to be able to get it done, and I've tried to do it through the app and through the website and over the phone with customer support, and nothing works.
You have to go into the store.
Well, I asked. My plans don't qualify. If you have an unlimited plan, it does not. And maybe you're grandfathered in because you've had it for a while. Because when
maybe I don't get it anymore. I don't know.
Maybe you should look at your bill once in a while.
I just upgraded when I added my Hum on last month.
Yeah,
I upgraded the plan to the unlimited. So at that point, maybe that felt.
Yeah, because I recently in January switched to my own to Verizon, and I asked them about that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, your plan doesn't qualify." Well, he could have been lying to me. I don't know.
Speaking of phone plans, did we ask Peter how his new plan is going?
We haven't really asked him. I haven't heard any complaints about it, although I was off Telegram.
Because apparently Sprint is awful for drivers in Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
And I think
Sprint
Peter switched to Verizon.
So,
anyways, well, thanks guys so much.
It's been great tonight, guys.
Yeah, again, I look forward to these live streams. Yep. I love talking to you guys.
That sucks, Sam. I have unlimited with AT&T.
Yeah, they can't do unlimited?
Apparently she can't. I have it.
For the new guys who just joined, even the ones on the international, remember we have, not international, but the national, we have our Rideshare picnic coming up on June 29th. You're welcome to come to Grand Rapids.
Yep.
There's free food.
Yep. And you can check our Facebook page for that. It's facebook.com/grrideshare.
You know what you should do? What? Check with local hotels to see if they'll give a discount. If you get a big enough group to come in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think we're there yet. Maybe year 5.
Oh, you just got zinged, Gabe.
By who?
Keith Farner. Good to see Gabe show up for a
change. Keith.
Oh.
We should give him something. I love Keith. That was so funny.
You know what?
Come on, that's good. Clearly, he was listened to the last podcast. So
I definitely deserved it because I woke up and I was like looking at the time and I felt like crap. And you can ask Jason and Ben. I was just like, I felt horrible for missing. Even the next day, I was apologizing.
Oh no, I know.
So I did feel bad, and I did miss all of you. I do like the podcast. I do like, meshing with some of you.
I think Keith just want a T-shirt.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm still waiting for my flipping T-shirt.
I have to think about it now.
Oh, God.
So, Tom said with Verizon, if you sign up for AutoPay, I believe you get $10 off a line. But I don't think that's an Uber thing. I think that's just a I think that's a Verizon thing. Michael.
Yep.
Says something about turn your Wi-Fi off while driving. I've heard that too. That'll give you a better signal.
Right. Well, what happens is a lot of the phones these days they will jump on all the Wi-Fi's.
Oh, I turn mine off. Or no, I don't turn my Wi-Fi off, but I turn that trying to find the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I turn mine off because I have Comcast. So every time I go Xfinity, it keeps trying to.
Yeah, and then you lose signal.
That's another benefit of having the Hum, because with the Hum you have Wi-Fi in the car, and so my phone always stays on the Hum's Wi-Fi. Is brilliant.
Yeah.
So my whole car is an antenna.
I thought of you the other night when I had a rider, because he goes, bro, I ordered the ride off the wireless here in the bar, and I need to text this girl back. She's blowing up my crap, and I can't respond to her. Do you have Wi-Fi? And I was like, we're going 3 minutes down the road.
Well, it's the same guy that says I need an aux cord for 2 minutes. Like, no, you don't need to hear Miley Cyrus living in the USA or whatever it is, party in the USA.
No, it's Billy Ray Cyrus now. The new country song.
What?
Her dad. You have to. It's a new rap song.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to hear it. All right, guys.
Okay.
I appreciate all the chatter. I hate to cut it loose, but I got to pee real bad, and we all got to work in the morning. So, Thank you guys so much,
Thank you.
We'll see you in a couple weeks.
See you, bye.
Bye.
Bye.